What's going on, guys? So I'm doing something a little bit different today. I'm actually going to be showing you a live trade that I'm actually currently in as of right now. So it is Monday, June 14th. It is 9:08, and I'm currently in US30 longs. As you can see, I have my stop below this 1 hour order block. As you can see, price came down. We were in this uptrend as of right now. Rejected this right here. This was a fib level, but overall I think we still got room to push up to these higher levels up here around 34,620 to this daily high around 34,640. And as you can see, price came down. We rejected this fib. We closed above all three of our fib levels. We rejected the 1 hour order block, and we're starting to push up as of right now. And if you put that with time of day, we are about 20 minutes away from 9:30. So I'm anticipating price having a push to then break this and this high to possibly come up to here. I'm not looking for an overall crazy trade because you got to understand we're still in this bearish short-term trend. So we're gonna see, and it's Monday, so we're not gonna take anything too risky. I have about a 50 pip stop, but if the lows are broken, then I could take this trade at about 30 pips loss. So it's a good trade if it plays out, and as of right now, it looks like it's going to be playing out well. But we're gonna see. We got about 20 minutes until this candle closes and the 9:30 volume comes in. So let's just see what happens. Okay, so that buy setup we took was canceled out. As you can see, if you go down to the 30-minute, we were up about 20 pips. We had our entry around here. We were up around 20 to 30 pips, and then price at 9:30 just spiked down and stopped us out. So it's cool. We took a Monday lost about 28 pips. We'll just see what happens tomorrow. Good morning, guys. So I'm just gonna explain what I'm looking at right now with US30 and what I explain is gonna happen. So let's look at the overall picture. US30, if you look, it's slowly moving into this downtrend. And if you watched my breakdown video, you know that I'm overall targeting 34,000 overall this week as a target, because I know if you look, we've been breaking market structure. We've been in this uptrend, and now we're starting to break these lows. So once we broke these lows here, I would look for price to come back up for possible retracement to then keep on falling. And now if you look at what's happening, I was overall looking to target these levels up here, but as of right now, I don't think price is going to reach it, because if you look at the 4 hour, the way it's forming right now, we formed this, it almost was a bullish engulfing. So this is most likely going to be a bearish order block if we can continue to keep falling. And if you look, we still got an hour left on this candle. So it is about to be 9 o'clock. So if we can get this 9:30 volume to then keep pushing price down, I think price is likely to come in and fill in the imbalance in price right here. So we could still most likely come back into this order block to keep this uptrend, but I think price is likely to come down and give us a good amount of pips before possibly going up if it does. Because if you look at this, I was looking at ways that we could possibly get into buy situations also. So if you pull your fib from the bottom of this level to here, this also matches up with our fib. But you also got to keep in mind, if you look at the 38.20%, we are rejecting the continuation level. So that's the confirmations for our buy bias. But overall, if you go with the higher time frame, you can see that the last 4 hour candle was bearish. So likelihood, we're already breaking these lows. We had this up candle. So it's likely that we could see price keep on falling down and continue this downtrend that we've been showing overall this week. What's going on, guys? So I'm back with a continuation of what I was talking about earlier. So if you were paying attention, I was talking about how I was expecting this 4 hour candle to have this upwick to then keep falling to our potential target area at 34,313. And as you can see, that is exactly what we had happen. So let's come down to the 30-minute. So one thing that I was keeping in mind this red line right here, this is the 50% of this 30-minute order block. And if you were paying attention, I also had that this 38.20% continuation level. I was looking to see if it was going to be respected to have this continuation of this downtrend. So if you pay attention right here, it closed above right here. So, but this was on the 30 minutes, so this is a lower confirmation. So on the hour, it actually didn't close above. And if you look from there, it came straight down, and on the hour, it never closed above the 38.20% continuation level. But one thing I didn't expect to happen was this big upwick. It had a major push to the top of this order block, which would have stopped most people out. My stop was almost stopped out by like a pip, and it just melted. I was able to catch about 70 pips on this. I didn't hold for this whole thing. I got out once we took this low out. I'm not sure exactly where I got out. It was this imbalance I was targeting. So if you pay attention on the hour, there was an imbalance from here and from there to here, and that is exactly what was filled. So let me take you to the Telegram real quick so I can show you the screenshots right here. So if you look earlier, I sent the same video to this group. I was explaining everything that was going on, and then I showed them the trade that I was in. I had got in at the top. My stop was above here, above the order block, and it was almost stopped out. Broke even once we broke these lows, and price eventually did come all the way down here. I didn't put the screenshot in there. Let me put that in there real quick, matter of fact, so you guys can see it while I'm already here. Right here. So price eventually did come all the way down. And if you also look, it made a head and shoulders on the 30 minute, which I wasn't really paying attention to at the time, but I saw after the fact. So if you look on the hour, we had a head and shoulder, the head, and then the last shoulder right here before the drop. And yeah, it was a nice little trade that we got for Tuesday. And let's see what we can get tomorrow. We're overall still anticipating price to fall to 34,000. Around this area, we have order blocks and imbalances that want to be filled, and we are keeping this overall downtrend still. So we just gonna see and wait what happens tomorrow. What's going on, guys? So today is June 16th, Wednesday, and today I'm going to be going over this buy setup. Today I'm actually going to be going over two setups, actually. So this is the first setup. Let me show you guys in Telegram. This is the first setup that I took today. I called it out in my Telegram this morning. So basically, the reasoning behind this trade was we were rejecting a 1 hour order block, and we were also rejecting 50% of it. So we came lower, ended up pushing back higher, and respecting the 50% of that order block. We were also respecting a fib, which I have drawn right here. We were respecting this fib that was drawn from this low of these candles to the top of this candle. So it was the fib of this range overall. We were respecting that, and if you can see right here, this box that I have drawn, this is a 30-minute order block that we were also respecting in this area also. So we had a good amount of confirmations, and we were also printing bullish candles, and then in the anticipation for price to keep going bullish. So it was around 8:30 when I took this trade. I was in about 20-30 pips, 25 pips profit before price started to go against me. As you can see, price went higher, but as of this point, I wasn't in the trade no more. Price started falling, breaking lows, and then I had broke even on this original trade. I should have held it. That was my fault, because if I would have held it, this trade would have been an okay trade. But from this point on, I was break even. But what I did was I didn't hold this trade. Let me go back, and I changed my buys to sells. Why? You guys were probably asking me that same question, but before I say that, the reason I was targeting this area was because I had an imbalance on here on the 30 minute and on the 1 hour, and it was also a fib level on the 4 hour time frame. I was looking for price to travel back up as we were continuing this uptrend and then keep going back lower, but that's not what we got. So once this candle started forming against me, breaking lows, I saw a new setup that was possible. I was looking at it like this. I was no longer looking at it as buys, and I was looking at sells to take these lows And right here, as you can see, price, when it started rejecting this area, I was in the trade. This is when I broke even because I saw those rejecting, and then the 30-minute closed like this, and at one point the candle had retraced fully. It's kind of hard to show you guys in hindsight because I can't show the live candle, but it started falling and breaking its own low. That's when I broke even on that original trade. I waited, then I was looking at the sells. So at this point I was looking at it like this. Okay, this is a order block, and the 50% of this order block is right here. What I do is I pull my fib, I put the 50%. Right, that line is the 50%, and that's where it was respecting it at the time. So 50% of this order block, plus if you go to the 1 hour, it was still remaining this downtrend overall. So I was anticipating price to take these lows out to then continue lower and take out this daily low. That's what I was expecting to happen, but then overall, price just started to range throughout the whole day. Started ranging, and it was just overall bad price action overall. But as of right now, current time, price did start going lower, but I wasn't able to capitalize on this position because, as you can see, price ended up ranging in this whole area. So I ended up losing about 28 pips today. It's cool. We gained 60. It was 70 yesterday, so we're still up for the week. But we just got to play it out. Right now, prices isn't looking good. It's just been in this bad range. If you look on the 4 hour, we're slowly getting out of it. I want to see price continue to fall lower this week as of overall these targets that I've been talking about since the beginning of the week. So we'll just see what happens. Today wasn't a great day, but tomorrow will be better. What's going on, guys? So today is Thursday, June 17th. And today I'm going to be talking about this buy setup that I caught today, which I got about 100 pips in total. So let's get right into it. So firstly, let me take you to the Telegram so I can show you what I was overall thinking overall. So if you look at 11:13 yesterday, which was Wednesday, I was talking about how I was expecting price to push up and why I thought that, because if you look here, we have imbalances on the 30-minute and the hour time frame right above 34,000. So 34,000 was the area I was looking to target, and this area overall, this blue area, was my daily order block, and right here is 50% of that order block. And if you don't know why I put the 50%, I usually put the 50% of an order block because it gives you a better entry and gives you a better area to basically get into. So say up here, for example, I would pull a fib, find out where the 50% of it is, and then I would put right in the middle of it. And why I would do that is because it'll give you an area that you could target that is likely to get hit, and you'll have a tighter stop loss than say you just get in at the bottom of the order block. So overall, I was anticipating price to keep pushing up and go up to 34,200. But overall, we didn't make it that high, but I'm going to show you guys what did happen. So the confirmations that I had, I was looking at it from the 30-minute time frame. I had my fib drawn like this. From this low, the London low, which was at 230. It was ranging all here, but this was all the London low that I had marked up. And the one thing, if you don't know, if the thing with the market, usually a New York session move is going to be the continuation of the London move. So London, we had consolidation that then pushed up. So I was anticipating that we would keep this overall uptrend to then keep pushing up overall. And that's what happened. But the confirmation, I had this fib. We rejected a 70.50. We rejected the 50% of this order block. So that's two confirmations. And we were overall pushing bullish in the short-term trend. So that was our 3 confirmations that we had right there. And time of day, this was during New York session. I like to trade only New York session because that's when I know the volume comes in for pairs like this. So what I did is I went to the 15-minute time frame. I had a buy limit at this because this candle was pushing up. I didn't just want to hop in. I wanted to have the best entry possible. So I had a buy limit at this high right here. So when this next candle came down, it wasn't even the next candle, this candle came down, retraced, and it tagged me in, and then price started to move up. So then I waited, and then price just started to take off. Right here, once we broke these highs, right here, once these highs were broken, that's when I had took 80% of the profits, and I broke even from that point. Then I just left the runner, and then I got out my runner at this 38.20% continuation level. And why? Was because I was anticipating that if price went there, we could likely reject it to keep going down. And in this case, it did come a little bit higher, because if you look right here on the 30 minute, there was a 30-minute order block right here, the last up candle before this down move, and right here was the 50% of that order block also. But right here at 34,040, that's where I got out my full position with about 105 pips total. I took about 50 pips. I took 50 pips right here with my 80%, and then the rest I took out at 100. And then from there, price rejected this 50% of the 30 minute in this order block, and then it kept this overall downtrend that we've been seeing all week. And then after that, it just started to melt. But from there, I was already out of the trade, and now price is trading even lower. But it's towards the end of the week, so we gonna see. We had a good trade today, made up for most of the losses that we had this week. So in my eyes, it was a good trade. So I'll see you guys tomorrow if there is a trade. If not, then I'll see you guys next week.